All right, guys. Hey, today is a very special day. Fridays, I normally don't do podcasts on Friday because I'm out investigating. But since the weather decided it want to act up, hey, I have decided to invite my good friends from Georgia, Michael and Destiny Fox from Fox Paranormal. Hey, guys, show these guys some love.
Hey, everybody.
How you doing?
Hey, we are doing okay here in Central Texas. Like I said, besides the weather, but everything else is cool. What's been going on since the last time I talked to you guys?
Few investigations.
Yeah.
We did an investigation last Saturday night, and it turned a little crazy, so we had to yell a lot.
Uh-oh. Okay. It sounds like we're having a little technical difficulties here on your end. I can barely hear you.
Okay, we can move in closer. We're actually on our iPad.
Okay.
Can you hear us
Cool.
okay?
Yeah, I can hear you, but you're still breaking up just a little bit.
Senior quarterback, 1,744 yards, 21.
Yeah, it looks like you're freezing up a little bit on us too.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Run it on first down. Here's
All right, hold on. Let's see what's going on.
It's first down yardage with about a 12-yard run on first down.
All right. So, okay. Can you guys hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Oh, sounds good.
Can you guys hear a TV in the background?
Yes.
All right, let's put that TV down there. All right. There we go. Yeah, there's a big football game tonight. Cedar Park is playing their high school game, and
Oh,
we got some people watching it in the background, so you gotta kind of excuse the audio, but I try to keep it as good as I can. I mean, they had the opportunity to go to the game. They didn't want to go because of the weather, but that's okay. All right, hey, tell me a little bit about your investigation last week, man. How creepy was it?
So crazy. We already knew that it was possibly going to be negative. We were actually referred to the case by a fellow paranormal team that had already been there, which led to the founder of the group being hospitalized. And she really thinks that it was because of the spirit that was in the home. So we went there and we started out our routine investigation, getting baseline readings and so forth. And I just started feeling crazy there. You know the signs and all. And, it's a demonic case, which is exactly what it turned into. I had sent our team in separate directions right before the investigation, and I had everybody praying in their own way, preparing for this. Michelle, which you met on our last podcast, she was close by to me, and before we even started the investigation, I was pushed into the side of the house.
Yeah.
So that was crazy. From there, we went on in just routine investigation. It was quite at the end of the investigation is when we actually had to do a deliverance. Our team that was there, were pretty ready for battle, and that's exactly what we had to do.
Okay. Now, did you guys figure out what was going on in that location? You guys, did you
We
guys
did.
know the history of it?
Oh, yes. The clients had a former roommate. You want to tell them about that?
They actually they had a former roommate that was into black magic, some type of devil worshiping and stuff, and he was actually trying to cast spells and stuff else without their knowledge. He had drawn a what was it, a ram's head,
Goat head on the wall,
a goat head on the wall.
and under his bed he had a pentagram, and he also had a Bible in there that he had written, "Be demons today" or something to that effect. Which we didn't see the Bible, and the pentagram had already been cleaned up by the time that we got there. But we did see pictures of everything that was there in the room. So we decided that how we were going to handle this. It seems the I'm sorry, I'm trying to gather my thoughts. It's still mind-boggling. It seems that the client had summoned the demon Zozo. And it was to do harm because certainly he had some type of thing for the homeowner's fiance. And so because he couldn't have her like he wanted her, he summoned a demon to destroy the homeowner. So I reached out to some people in different religions and was able to find out that through what he did, he actually used these items as a beacon to draw in the demon once he summoned the demon. So our process and train of thought was that we would go in and put something that represented Christ where the goat head was. We had an angel, we had a little figurine of a lamb. We also had baby Jesus in a manger. So we put those three items up close to where the goat head was. The next thing that we did is we put a saint has been blessed. We also, when the Bible was, we had our minister actually bless the Bible and pray over it before we left on the investigation. And we put it as close to the same place as they had found the other Bible. So we were taking his bad energy and trying to replace it with some positive energy.
Now normally you kind of would piss somebody off if you was to do that. How did they react towards all this positive energy that you tried to bring in there?
The client or the spirits?
The spirits. The spirits.
Okay, they
Pissed them off.
didn't like it. They didn't like it good. They
Yeah, it was.
we avoided that particular room until the end of the investigation. At one point, Michelle was standing in the living room in the home, and a couple of our team members carried when we go on investigations, and she had her shirt over the gun, but she felt something tugging on her gun, and nobody was around her. So immediately one of the team members says, "Do we even need these in here?" And I said, "No, go lock them in the car." Under the circumstances, I thought it was the safest thing to do for us and for our clients.
Yeah.
So we did make sure, the clients made sure there were no knives or anything in the house prior to coming.
Mm-hmm.
We did save that room for last. And at the end of the investigation is where everything got crazy. In the bless the home, and we started in that room. We had all the items in place. Oh, let's go back to this. Tell him about the Bible.
Okay, well, I was scanning the room. I had my thermal imager going. And when I scanned over to the Bible was actually glowing hot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We've got that on video.
We do. It's crazy. I'll send it to you.
Okay, I would love to see that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. So, in the process of blessing the home, We had both the homeowners present. We had our team member Kobe with us, and Kobe is my spiritual assistant when we do these types of cases. And boy, he came in handy that night for sure. He really showed his worth. Um, I picked up the Bible from where we had it laid, and I held it in the air, and I proceeded to do a deliverance.
Yeah.
The intention was to go through the home and bless the entire home. But when I picked up the Bible, I kept looking at the homeowner's wife, and I'm thinking something's not right here. And so I'm holding the Bible up in the air, and I decide, I'm thinking, okay, should I do this or not? Because at this point, I knew exactly what was going on. So, I was like, if I do this, it's maybe I should just bless the house and tell them good night and just good investigation. We appreciate you choosing our team to come out.
Mhm.
But I opened the Bible and I walked over to where she was sitting and I put it on her head. And when I put it on her head, her body started reacting, like jerking and shaking real bad. And from that point, we began to do a deliverance on her. She had become demon possessed through all this. And thinking back on it, if he summoned a demon, regardless what the demon's name is, summoned that demon to do harm to the male of the home, what was the best way to get to him to cause him harm? It would be to attack his fiance, which they're married now. They're married.
Oh wow.
We did do a deliverance. We had the team hold on, and though we can't those names, location, they were talking about this. We actually did our podcast that we do on the web paranormal radio.
Mm-hmm.
We did talk about this on air, but they restrained her, and Kobe and I proceeded with what we do, and then it was like it threw up this wall. It was like the lady calmed down, and it threw up this wall. But I knew the battle wasn't over. So when it threw up this wall, I'm like, okay, we've been here before. It was like a block. It threw up a shield, something that apparently we couldn't penetrate through. It was like everything was on hold. So I had Kobe start reading some prayers that my mentor had sent me prior to the case, and I had sent it in Messenger to the team, and I was like, hey, at some point tonight we may need this. So Kobe began to read with authority these prayers, and when he started back doing that, and he was putting everything he had into it, when he started back doing that, actually that shield started breaking again, so that we were able to penetrate through and finish our deliverance. After the deliverance, the client was I don't know, seemed free. Before in the home, and as soon as we got there, we had that sulfur smell, a very bad smell. It was overwhelming. Matter of fact, a couple of times I had to go outside just to avoid the smell that the home had in it. But immediately after that smell began to go away. Kobe and I, after the client delivered and her up, sure she was fine, Kobe and I began to go through and start blessing the whole home. As I came out of the homeowner's bedroom, stepped out in the hall. And when I did, something ran through. And it's hard to explain. When it did, I remember twirling around with my hands up in the air. It was bone chilling, and I don't know if that passed through me or what that was. I've never experienced that before. I remember looking straight in Kobe's eyes, and all of a sudden, his body just twirled around in the floor, and he fell up against the wall. Michelle went to him to help him to make sure he was okay, and we just kept going through blessing the home. Right immediately after the deliverance, though, we heard a little girl giggle, and we heard it running off. that was about the craziest
I
thing.
think we all heard it
Yeah,
at the
everybody
same
heard
time.
it.
Everybody heard it.
Everybody heard it. It was
Oh,
right
wow.
behind us. And that giggle and then run off. I didn't personally hear it, but some of the others heard it running off. And so maybe, this thing won't come back. We're hoping anyway.
Oh, I'm hoping too. Are you guys able to catalog all all your investigations? Are you guys able to write this in a journal, or just find some way just to remember everything that you've been through? So the next person will be there and read and actually say, "Hey, man, I can understand what these guys are going through and what they've done." So I mean, if you guys have started cataloging everything on all your investigations, dude, that would really be cool because it sounds like that one right there. Oh man, it sounded like it was a mind buggler right there.
Okay, but the plot thickens. I don't know. We may have or may not have talked about a case that, that was very demonic, which resulted in some of our team members becoming possessed and us having to do it on them. This residence is very close to where we were. Prior investigation, and myself and Michelle were standing in our kitchen just the day before we got the call on this case. And we're thinking, we were talking about different things, and I said, it's not over. And then Kobe said, no, it's not over. Since we did that particular investigation that kind of came home with us in a very negative way, we knew that sooner or later we were going to have to run back into this again, because we know that the demon that we faced there and had to deal with still is around. So the next day we got the referral for this case, and everybody said at once, I knew it wasn't over. So we did sit down and explain to the homeowner how a friend of ours was just on a TV show, 28 Days Haunted. And he and I were talking, and he said that how he had to handle the situation. I won't go into it. You guys need to watch that show. It's amazing. It's Netflix. And he had told me that what he had to do to settle a situation was that he had to face it head on. And I remember hearing those words, face it head on. And then one of our team members that had gotten possessed by this entity had also told me difference that everything had to come full circle. And somehow I just knew that connected, that this is possibly the same demon that has tormented us for a year and a half.
Oh, wow.
So thinking everything's over, I get to work Tuesday morning, and I have a routine when I get to work. I unlock my office door, I walk in, I put my purse on a file cabinet behind my desk, I lay my keys down, I walk around, I put my cup of coffee on my desk, and then I walk around and turn the light on. Well, Tuesday, this is what happened. Walked and locked the door. I set my purse on the cabinet. I put my keys down. I start to walk to put my coffee cup on my desk, and I hear the same little girl giggle that we heard after the deliverance Saturday night.
Oh, wow.
The same sound, the same pitch, the same tune. Last night during our podcast, our producer, Stan, he sent us a message. He said, I want you guys to be careful. He said, when you were talking about the family on your podcast, he said, I heard children, like children playing. There's no children that live in our house. the only ones present in our home were two other adults in different rooms, and our pets were in the room with us. So he's going back to review the podcast to see exactly what he heard during our podcast last night. And if anybody wants to go listen to it, we're the Paranormal Chat on speaker, and it was last night's show that we did where he said that he had just put his headphones on, and that's when he heard it. But I don't know what particular time during the podcast, but he said we were talking about family when it happened.
Wow, that is interesting. Hey, when you guys, bless a home, and when you guys go in and try to do a clearing, do you guys bless the outside property also, or is it just the inside?
I like to do the outside too. I like to walk around the perimeter of the home. As I'm going around the home, I'm praying. Sea salt, I use that. Not so much a sage stick, but I do like to put something down that represents a boundary to keep negative out. And the whole time I'm commanding the negative, you cannot cross this line, and so that's how I do the outside of the home. I set that boundary.
How long was this investigation? Because I know when I talked to you guys a couple of weeks ago, you guys were actually going into this. How long did it take you guys to actually complete this whole thing?
I don't even know. I guess we got to the home about 7:30. We pretty much got right to work because we had an appointment the next morning, and the residence was like 2.5 hours away from our home. I think we left there maybe 2 a.m.
Yeah, 2-ish. We got 4:30.
I think we got home 4:30.
So pretty much all night.
Yeah, during the delivery, kind of lose track of time. It felt like hours. Probably hour and a half, maybe not even that long. I don't even remember. It's just like it's times down, and I don't know why. But every time I do a deliverance on somebody, it's like a slow effect. It's like, because you feel like you're getting nowhere, and you've got to keep yourself pumped up for it. Because if you start losing faith in yourself and your abilities, you're going to blow it. Because I blew it one time like that. I had to call in for reinforcements.
Hey,
It beat me down.
How many cups of coffee did you guys drink?
It doesn't take much for me. I'm real sensitive. I had a cup on the way there, and that kind of kept me going. Convenience store coffee, it has this effect
a
on
large quick trip.
Very large.
Wow. Hey, this is last time I talked to you guys. This is what you guys live to do.
It really is.
Now after this, are you guys gonna take a break, or are you guys gonna just fall into the next person that calls you guys that needs help?
Well, speaking of that, we had a case come in tonight. We have it booked for Friday night. Plus, our client's spouse is beginning to have some stuff going on, and we may be going back to check on him to make sure he's okay.
Yeah, because that was the next question I was going to ask you. What is your success rate on actually getting rid of demons and weird things that go bump in the night?
Well, I haven't done that many deliverances, but was thankful and blessed that I was able to help the people that needed help.
Well, you know what? Hell, I wish I was there with you guys because I've yet to experience anything like that before. It would be mind blowing for me if I was to experience something like that, especially
we've really only had one planned one that we set up a date and time to actually do this. and that was the first one that we ever did. This made 5 for us.
Okay,
5
now
for us.
this investigation that you were just telling me about. Now, is this somebody else mess up? Because normally the clients will contact somebody else. They really don't know what they're doing. So they kind of make things a lot worse than before you guys come in. Was that the case?
Well, I don't feel like it was. The team owner's name is Jessica, and the name of her team escapes me right now. But Jessica is a hard worker. She will take a paranormal investigation and she will investigate it. If it gets out of her hands and she feels like she can't go any further with it, she'll call somebody. She'll keep reaching out for help, persistent about getting her clients help. I can't say anything negative about this. We've met her one time before. We actually went to do an investigation that she thought might be demonic, and we had her join along with us. But she couldn't come back to this one because she really feels that whatever happened in this home affected her physically, because after the investigation, she ended up in the hospital. And she really feels like it was because of the entity that was in this home and messing with the family. So she was like, I can't go back there. I can't. Not that she was scared, it was because of her physical. She didn't want any more harm to come to her.
Yeah.
It is getting more and more common for other paranormal groups to call us when they're over their head and they want us to step in.
And we've done the same.
Yes, we have.
If it's something we can't handle, we have called in other teams, people who were more familiar with what was going on. We have come a long way since then.
Mm-hmm.
Our experiences, we didn't ask to be demonologists. We didn't ask for it at all.
It kind of chose us.
It kind of chose us, and our cases started getting darker and darker, and it was to the point, the reason that I took a demonology course and I started learning demonology is because we were one of those teams, if it started going negative and we felt like it was a demon, we would have to back out. We wanted what was best for our clients, so we would call other people in.
Mm-hmm.
But this one case that really brought us into demonology happened. Our course that we took in demonology. So everything has a timing and everything has a purpose, and it was meant for us to take this class because of what we were about to step into. I would rather have a haunting where grandma's rocking in the rocking chair at midnight. Give me Casper any day.
I
Yeah.
share it much easier than I can anything for mine.
Hey, you know what? I think everyone would have that kind of investigation where grandma is just chilling in the rocking chair.
Yeah, and
But
grandma's
you know
been
what?
dead for 10 years, but she's rocking in the rocking chair every night at midnight. Yeah, I can deal with that. That's
But
easy.
you know what? I mean, there are people out there, man, that are on the front lines.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are on the front lines, man. I mean, I can't do nothing but show much respect for you guys, for you guys helping, that family out and, and putting not only their lives on the line, but your lives also,
Exactly,
so.
and we have done that before. We actually had a weapon tucked down in her pants. And fortunately, the guys with us were carrying, and they began to pull their shirts up and let the weapon be shown. And one of the clients had that, and another one had another weapon, and it was a scary situation that we were in. And sometimes clients can be more scarier than the spirits that you're investigating. was a little bit crazy, but we were able to walk and do a delivery on the property. So we were one of the lucky ones in the situation. It could have went bad.
Yeah. Gerard says hello. I don't know if you guys are able to read the comment.
Let me go into got it on here.
Yeah, Gerard says hello. Michelle says, yeah, that smell was very strong.
Mm-hmm.
It really was. I mean, it was very overwhelming.
Now, there was other tragedy documented in the house prior to our clients that lived there. There was a man that allegedly died in the bathtub. He was an alcoholic, and they found him dead in the bathtub years ago. And then there was a couple that apparently had committed double suicide in the house years ago too.
Wow. Why do you think this house has so much dark history in it?
I don't know. The events, due to the tragedies there, that's bad energy, and but the ex-roommate summoning a demon to do harm, that pretty much set everything into play here.
Yeah.
And plus the energy of suicides.
Now, did you guys find a portal there? I mean, because the demon had to come from somewhere.
The beacon that I talked about, same thing as it closed that. The items that we put in counteract the negative that was used to open the portal. Positive items that we left there, we also used those to close the portal.
Wow. Oh man,
I think the original portal, I believe, is the closet in that bedroom.
Yeah, the closet was the smell was stronger coming from the closet in the bedroom where the ex-roommate actually did the ritual. Mm-hmm. And I feel sorry for these kids. They are the sweetest people in the world, and we've stayed in contact with them. And they're just like family to us now. We fell in love with them. They're wonderful, young, just starting married life, and we wish them the best. But we're always going to be there for them because I do know through a lot of people's testimony that after death, still things after that happen. I mean, you had an evil presence inside of you, influencing you, having you do things, controlling your thoughts, controlling everything about you. I mean, there's kind of things that happen afterwards.
Yeah.
So we're going to be there for them.
Now, I would want to warn people that may be interested in getting into this that, be careful what you ask for.
Yeah. I totally agree with you, Mike. Most people, I mean, I've run across so many people who think just because they go to a college and got a, and I think they can get a degree in demonology or whatever that they want to, but it's nothing like, you can get all the degrees you want, but it's nothing like actually going into that whatever going on to your first investigation and actually experiencing something like that.
Exactly. That degree means nothing.
Nothing.
I know nothing about the game of golf, okay? I can study this game. I can read all about it. I can watch videos. I can know everything there is to know about this. But until I actually step out on the golf course and play that game, it's nothing. It means nothing.
Yeah, you're
even though I
right.
know so much about it, it's something that you have to experience hands-on.
Yeah, and another thing is they do, when you decide to make this step and get into this type of work helping clients, these demonic energies they learn who you are and they remember you.
They do. They know you.
Yeah, we've had our name come across many times since we've started. That they actually know who we are.
Well, for example, during an EVP session, we can say, "Have we met before?" They'll name the city.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. And how do you react towards something like that? I mean, that is woo.
Yeah, you kind of stop and think, okay.
It seems, hey,
It
you
makes
are
you
well.
question.
Yeah. That right there tells me, man, I'm a well known in the afterlife. Somebody knows me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They keep track of you, especially if you're the one that keeps casting them out.
Yeah. Hey, Gerard asked, man, they said, can you ask them how to make a living doing this? They've always wondered.
I know. We don't make a living doing this, I promise
No.
you. I charge nothing for investigations or deliverance. It's a gift that was given to us. It's something we do out of the goodness of our heart. If we had to investigating, we would be living in a cardboard box. we never charge for an investigation. We've had clients give us gifts, here, let us pay for your gas, or, different things like that. We ask for nothing. We just let our clients know, hey, if you want to give a donation, that's fine. If you don't, whatever. We're not in it for the money. Michael and I both have good full-time jobs, and there's no plans of quitting those jobs till we retire.
Yeah.
But,
There
it
you
would
go.
be nice, though, if it paid, because we have some events coming up next year, and it'd be nice if we didn't have to work so hard for the money to get to go to these events.
Yeah, he was like that. Hey, he was wondering on how you guys did it. You know, yeah, Gerard, these guys are here, man. They're very amazing people on what they do and how they do it. And for them to be, and what's so crazy about it, like I was just saying a few minutes ago, for them to be known on the other side, that's telling me that they're doing one hell of a job on this side.
We're trying.
You know what I'm saying?
And,
Trying.
and we owe what we do to the one that teaches us demonology, which is an ongoing thing. And I know I just tear his nerves up because it's always questioned. Like I'll be sitting at work and I'll think of something, I'll send a text. So what about this or that? And I know he's thinking, it's that damn destiny again. What does she want now? But I mean, Jeremy Leonard is actually who our teacher is and our mentor. But he's never declined to help us, not one time. And I think everybody needs that somebody to fall back on. And, I think, and I hope he feels this way, when we do something and we're successful, I hope he's smiling ear to ear like a proud papa. Because what we do is things that he's taught us. He helps us before an investigation. I'm like, I always let him know. Okay, we're doing an investigation tonight. Prayers appreciated, kind of thing. And, I know he's always got our back. And just knowing that we've got that support, just like we give our clients support, Michael and myself and the team, we need that support system too. Because, it hasn't been real long ago. We had talked about retiring False Paranormal, and getting out of it. It was such a conflict. We had friends, different religions, telling us what you're doing is wrong. You're wrong for this. You're worshiping the devil. You're doing this. You're doing that. Well, that's not what we're doing. And so I'm like, I'm just going to quit. It's just not worth this. Because I was constantly having to defend us in everything we do. I have found that I'm not that person anymore. I don't defend nothing we do.
Right.
Because I know what we do and I know our intentions. And it doesn't matter to me what anybody thinks anymore.
Yeah, I agree. The one thing I've noticed about this world, and it's really crazy, people will come at you and tell you this is wrong, that's wrong, and they know deep down in their side that if the same thing happened, if the same thing was happening to them, they will have to call somebody like you guys.
Exactly.
So
Mike had that happen years ago. A church he attended.
Yeah, I was kicked out of a church because they found out I was a paranormal investigator. So they asked me to leave the church.
Now, you know what? This is the thing that kills me. If we go back in history, if we go back to the 16th century, when the Catholic Church was doing what they were doing, now they were sending people out like me and you to go investigate what was going on. Because if the Catholic Church decided, hey, they got the word out, hey, something's going on, who would they send out? A paranormal an investigator. It might not be paranormal, but it would be an investigator. And they would go out and find out and see what the hell's going on. And if they can, solve the problem. That's what, this is where all this started.
They'll forerunner out to investigate and then find them. And then they'll determine then if it's something that the church will do, if it is demonic.
Mm-hmm. I used to do that
do
with
that.
the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church used to call me and ask me if I would go investigate for it and submit a report.
I don't understand it. Well, here's the question that I have for you guys. If there's something out there that you guys can't handle, do the Catholic Church have your back and bring somebody else in that can help you guys?
No. I don't feel like we would have any support, especially in our area. There's a couple of churches. Actually, before we became educated on this and were able to do things like this, I reached out to some churches for a family that needed help. I had called, left messages with the secretary of the church. Could you please have someone call me? There's a family that needs help. And, I think an exorcism is what's needed here. Nobody ever returned my call. I called 2 different churches, not only Catholic. I reached out to other ministers. At the time, Michael and I were not going to church. We were sleeping late on Sunday. But we were reaching out trying to find help. We couldn't find help for him anywhere.
Now, let me ask you a question. Out of all the religions that are out there, which religion is a little bit more sympathetic to what you guys do and that would be willing to help you if called upon?
Pentecostal.
Pentecostal?
Mm-hmm.
And why are they a little bit more sympathetic than any other religion on this planet?
They're more open-minded.
More open-minded because Pentecostals, think about it, they speak in tongues, which means they're allowing the Holy Ghost to come inside of them, and perform works inside of them. So that's a spiritual thing. So they're more into their religion as being a spiritual thing. And, where other religions, they're open to it.
Mm-hmm.
I know some Baptist churches that, are hellfire and brimstone churches, and they'll stand there with you and battle with you. But the Pentecostal churches that we found are more open to paranormal because they're more into the spiritual world.
Oh, wow. Well, let's pray to God that you never have to call anybody and you guys are strong enough to handle any case that comes up. So hey, let's not go down that road yet. You know what I'm saying?
No.
But,
Right. I hope that never happens, but it's always a possibility.
We have a really good support group across the paranormal community. That we have contacts pretty much all over the country.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let me ask you guys a serious question: why do you think there are more cases dealing with demons than ever before. Is it because these people don't know what they're getting themselves into? Do you blame Hollywood, or do you blame the books that they read? I mean, why is that there are so many known demon cases than ever before?
I don't, I think it's always been, even back in Bible times, Jesus cast out devils, his disciples cast out devils. I think people are realizing more now exactly what they're dealing with. A lot of times these are passed off as mental issues. People are actually put in insane asylums, for mental issues that probably, are just demon possessed. I
Man,
did
that
get a story not long ago where someone spent 12 years locked in a mental, and
wow.
there was a minister that would go in on Sunday afternoons and have a little Bible group, and he talked to them, and he kept realizing the more he talked about God, the more this person started reacting negatively, and at some point he was able to get access to him and delivered him from a demon. And the whole 12 years he spent locked up in a room, trying to hurt himself, just, doing
Wow.
bad to himself.
But a
That
lot
is,
of people need to realize too is a demon can't just go, okay, I'm going to possess this guy today.
uh-huh.
He has to have the right to possess that guy. That individual has to open themselves up and allow that demon to come in. The demon cannot possess the person arbitrarily.
Yeah. And then too, you've got more paranormal shows than ever now. Just about every network carries some type of paranormal show. People are seeing this and they're beginning to open up to paranormal in positive ways. Young kids now are starting to summon demons because it's the in thing now. They think they're just playing a game. I remember as a kid, my sister and a niece and a couple of nieces and nephew, we lit a candle in the floor and we were having ourselves a seance. We were playing, but when you think about it, what we could have opened up in our lives, they look at it as a game. It's not a game. If you do things like this, you're opening yourself up, wide open, to possible possession or, bringing something in that's going to wreak havoc in your life.
Wow. That is crazy. Hi, Michelle from Peekaboo, from Ghost. How you guys doing this evening? Hey, glad to have you guys on the show. Facebook user, don't know exactly who you are, but hey, glad to have you on the show. Apparently, you have a podcast tomorrow. I don't know if it's with me or not, but I guess we will see. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, hey, you know what? There's just certain things in this universe on this planet that you're raised not to, just not to deal with,
Right.
and for these people to come on and want to just, summon this, summon that, and it's wrong, but they yet to still do it,
Yes.
and I don't understand it. That's a little stupidity on certain people's hands when they want to go into a certain situation and, and do stupid stuff like that. I mean, I really don't get it. I went to an event a couple weeks ago in Minneota, Texas, and I'm Michael, Michelle, and Destiny. I am telling you, I am petrified of Ouija boards.
Yeah.
If I see one, I'm walking the other way. Destiny, when I've seen it, I'm like, oh, I gotta get the hell out of here.
I'm pretty
I
much
can't do
the
it.
same way. Michael actually owned two of them, and they were vintage Ouija boards. we did experiment with it a couple of times for about 5 minutes, and I was like, I'm out.
Years
I
ago.
can't do that. Years and years
Years ago.
I said, I ain't doing this. I got up and I was like, you need to get rid of those things. So I thought they were gone until we moved here recently, and then I ran across them, and I'm like, I thought you did away with those. He was like, I thought I did too.
Right.
But they're
Right.
gone.
Now, you guys are, demonologists. Tell the world some of the things that people can do to summon a demon. That, because they probably don't even know that they're doing it. You know what I'm saying? So,
Well, I can tell, I don't want to mention ways to summon a demon, but the way that they can come possessed is it starts out with a home. If things start happening around the home that never happened before, like the little kids giggling, that is a big thing, because a spirit will make you think, hey, it's just a little child spirit. Bless her heart, she died when she was 5 years old. Listen to her giggle. Let's go buy her a baby doll. Let's put things out for her. And they start communicating with a spirit when the whole time they're not communicating with the little girl. So they're giving this thing out. And so it goes on. Then it's the oppression. It comes with depression. Just, everything happens. You start feeling tired. You're drained. And then it gets to the point where you're just like, I give up. And when you do that and you're at your weakest point, that's when you open yourself up. That's oppression. That's when you open yourself up to possession.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you've got a haunting going on, don't start communicating with these things. My biggest thing is, once we go to a paranormal investigation, I'm like, please don't investigate in your house. And we have clients that are very much into paranormal investigating. We have clients that we fall back on sometimes if we're in their area. We take them with us because we know that they know about these things. But don't investigate in your own home. If something starts going on, call us, call somebody to start rebuking this thing, get rid of it, command it to leave right off the bat. Don't entertain spirits in your home.
yeah, you're
Because
actually
you're
right.
opening yourself up wide open.
Yeah.
Wide open. We have
You know,
to be careful because we're going into all the locations. We've brought stuff home with us before. It doesn't usually stay around but about days, but we have brought things home with us. And my son, for many years, he'd be like, he would experience something paranormal in the home, and he would be mad at us. He would be like, stop going to these places. Why are y'all doing this? Look what you're bringing home. Then I've got to deal with it now. No, he's very much into the paranormal. He attends our paracon. So just works our table. He loves greeting the public. We're out at different places. He loves that. But we do have him tied down to an investigation this coming Friday night here local to us. So, it's dangerous. It can be very dangerous.
All right. Now, the thing about people is you having all those symptoms. You feeling down. You're depressed, and you just not having a very bad day. And you know what? You can be walking along just somewhere, and something will sense that, and and just automatically get attached to you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not necessarily that you have a Ouija board or anything. This thing can be earth based. I mean, it could be on the earth already. It could be around the corner, around the street. It could be in the woods. And if something senses, that you're vulnerable, and at your weak state, hey, it will come after you.
Absolutely.
You know,
And, playing around with different things, Ouija board or what have you. Michael and I have different views on the Ouija board. He doesn't use one, but he looks at it as just another tool for investigating. Where I look at it as, oh hell no, get the thing out of here. You know, we have different views on that. But when you think about it, it can be used for a tool of investigating. But that's something that I won't participate in. A lot of times when you go in to do a negative investigation, one of the questions is, have you ever played with a Ouija board? Chances are, yeah, they have. If not recently, back as a teenager or something, and maybe they opened themselves up to it then. You know, maybe it's just remained dormant in your life for years, and then all of a sudden it decides, hey, here I am, you know, I'm going to beat you down. I realized a few months back that I was also under attack. I had things going on in my life and some things that I had let get out of control. And I noticed I was being tired all the time. It's not feeling good, just not sleeping well. And then I realized real quick, hey, you've got something after you. And so I real quickly had to do away with the situations that was causing this negative around me. Because just being in negative situations can open you up. And so because recognizing this ahead of time saved a lot of heartache for me and my family.
Wow. Yeah,
you know, we still will do regular investigations when we get them. But, you know, as the word has gotten out, people are calling us more and more for the demonic things now. So we don't get as many calls on just a regular, everyday haunting.
And we're getting calls in places we can't go. You know, again, we don't make any money paranormal investigating. We have a few investments here and there. We work full-time jobs, and it takes everything we can do to make a living, just like anybody else. It's hard times. I wish we could just pack up a few things in a suitcase, some equipment, hop on a plane or get in the car and drive, you know, 8, 10, 12 hours and help everybody, but we just can't. And I wish that we could.
Well, you know, if you're driving 10 hours, you're already in Texas if you're coming west, so.
Yeah, for real.
So you might as well come on to Central Texas, man. There's plenty of things that, hey, I can definitely use your help on. You know what I'm saying?
We would love to go to Texas and investigate with you sometime.
Because there's some things here I totally, you know, that's totally out of my out of my level, you know, and I refer to different people, you know, and I'll just let it go. I'll check up on the client to see if they're done, you know, and all that stuff. But dude, there is so much history, drama, just a lot of things going on, man, that people can't explain, you know, and people don't really they really don't want to know. You know what I'm saying? And that's, you know, I don't know if that's good or bad, you know, out of sight, out of mind. You know, that's what most people around here do. But, you know, but how much can you be out of sight and out of mind when things are flipping and turning over? Your keys, you think your keys is here, but they're in the bathroom. I mean, how long can you play that game before you actually, you know, realize, hey, I got something going on here? You know what I'm saying? Or
the thing with the keys happened to me that I couldn't find my keys. They're always in my purse or hanging up on the wall in the kitchen. I couldn't find them. My keys were buried under some clothes that I had on a chest at the foot of the bed. And how they got there, I do not know. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. It is crazy. Now, this last investigation, was there any pentagrams around there on the floor or anything?
There was at one point, like the former roommate did have a pentagram drawn under his bed. The homeowners actually did away with those things. To my knowledge, they burned the Bible, got rid of it, and they cleaned the wall, and they also did away with the pentagram, which was a good thing to do.
Now, is it true about pentagrams? I mean, because Hollywood makes pentagrams. They're really not bad. I mean, to me, it's just a star. But you know, Hollywood makes them such a bad light of them of everything.
Right.
You,
Well,
you know,
we're friends with people who are wicked and pagan, and I do realize it's a symbol, and a symbol that can be used for positivity in their religion. But
right,
people also use this in a negative way. It's just like a cross. I don't have a cross on right now, but I can wear that in a positive way, or I can wear it in a negative way, inverted. So,
right.
a cross can go either way, a pentagram can go either way. It's a symbol. And it depends on your intent with that symbol.
Yeah, I blame. You know what? 85% of the stuff that's in what we go through, and what we've seen, and it's really not negative. It's really not bad, but it's just the way Hollywood presumes everything.
Exactly.
And it kills me because instead of doing an hour worth of research and your history, they'll go by what Hollywood say and just go with the flow, and I'm like, okay, well, let's do a little history, a little research on a pentagram, or on what witches and warlocks do, and how they use it, because I think everything is, because they use that star more than anybody. I think so,
Mhm.
you know. But all he does is it takes just a little bit of history, just a little bit of research to figure out what is for there. Is it positive or is it negative? Then just be open minded and just hopefully do the right thing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So uh, I don't know who to blame for that. Because I don't think the older generation. They might have used a pentagram when they were younger, if they were into stuff, Wiccan and all that. But now these younger generations seem like they want to take it a little bit farther than what we did when we were growing up.
Exactly.
And I really don't know what to say on that. It's kind of crazy. But so this next investigation that you guys have coming up next week, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, have you guys laid the foundation for when you guys get in there on what you guys gonna do?
Well, we have a little information about it. Right. It is a friend of ours that called us, and the claims are the person is seeing shadow people around in the house. He said that he is going to hang around the party this week, which our friend has investigated with us before, and he knows what to look for around the property for the next couple of days and report back to us, anything that he senses or finds wrong. This is like a personal favor to a friend. So I haven't really gotten a lot of detail, but enough to know something's going on.
Yeah.
So, we're going to go in there very open-minded and, do a regular investigation and see what we can find out for them.
Okay.
A lot of times I'll ask a client when we take on a case like this to start keeping a log until we get there. If anything happens, what time of day or night it happened, what you were doing when it happened, how many people were in the house when it happened, who witnessed it.
Which that's
Right.
Michael's job too. He interviews all our clients. I will take the call long enough to find out what the claims are, and then I'll leave the room while he's interviewing the client.
Yeah, I ask all the hard questions.
Yeah, he's got the hard questions.
Well, you know what? I would love to sit there. Man, I would love sometimes the best thing to do when when you're in certain situations. If me, I just wish I was a fly sometimes, so I could just sit on that wall and just listen and hear everything that was said to you, Michael, when you're actually interviewing these people. Because some of the things that you probably heard and some of the things that you've witnessed is probably mind-boggling. and knowing that you got to sit here and just, oh man, golly, this is that, this, that. And you know
Yeah.
what? And sometimes I know it blows your mind,
Well,
but
at this point, I think I've heard most of everything. Once in a while, somebody will throw me something, that catches me off guard. But
or better yet, what about something that you've never encountered before? Somebody told you that you've never ever encountered, and I know you guys have been doing this for a long time.
yeah,
If somebody comes into you, it's like, oh man, you're probably thinking, man, I've never encountered that before. Golly, that right there is crazy.
The most uncomfortable thing there is to talk to about a client is when they have claims of incubus or succubus. That's when I'm like, here, honey, it's for you. You take this call. This one's on you, baby. You can have this one.
Yeah, that would be something.
But
I
we
wouldn't know
have
what to
gotten
say
those
on that.
calls before.
yeah.
Are you kidding me, right?
No,
we've gotten
we have gotten those. We've actually had clients send us pictures of being scratched in very personal places.
Oh
Pictures
wow.
that we didn't ask for.
Yeah, they just
A description would have been fine.
they sent us the pictures.
When you mention that, it remind me of the first Ghostbusters when they're laying in the bed and that ghost hovered above them and seduced all of them at the same time.
Yeah,
That right there, I'm like, oh my God, does that? Now I always wonder, does that really happen? Now you just validated it, and it does.
It
So
does.
I mean, oh wow. I mean,
but you got to remember, an incubus or a succubus, those are demonic.
yeah. Ooh, I don't know if to keep those around or let them go.
Depends on which one you have.
Yeah, right. It depends.
One of
That
the
is
others got to go.
yeah, they definitely would go. I mean, I don't know, man. That's something I have to talk about alone by myself, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
All right, guys.
we get those calls. We've had those calls in the past, and we've had some really crazy stuff thrown
Wow.
at us in the past.
You know what? Have you guys ever had anybody that just wanted to get you out there just because they admired you?
Yes,
Yes.
many times.
Yeah. And they just like, man, I just wanted to meet you guys. I'm like, are you wasting my time? Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
They come up with some goofy story, then get you guys out there, then you find out nothing's going on. Then next thing you know, man, hey, you out in the front yard taking pictures with them. Hey, I just wanted to meet you. Hey, this, that. Next thing you know, you on their social media outlets and all that good stuff.
That
You know.
has happened.
yeah.
Wow, how'd you guys feel about that?
Used.
Yeah.
We took time out of our schedule to go investigate this location, the building.
Mhm.
We took time out of, time away from our family to go and do the investigation, only to find out there was absolutely nothing going on there. And, the client the whole time, oh, there's hundreds of spirits here. We've opened up hundreds, and, we just want to know we're not going crazy. We just want you guys to come out. And we go out there, and it's like nothing all night long. That's time that we could have been putting into something else. Because during times that we're very busy, it's like every weekend away from home. Traveling a couple of 2 or 3, sometimes 4 hours away from home, and it's time that we could be spending at home, doing something with my son or, with other family members.
We've had cases where we've been called out, and we'd go out and do the investigation, and we'd be there an hour, and all of a sudden, mom and dad and all
People
the cousins
start
and
showing
uncles
up.
and aunts all start showing up.
We did an
Really?
investigation, and
Yeah,
we started the investigation, and probably after the first 20 or 30 minutes of the investigation, we look out, they've got a bonfire going.
Oh wow.
Drinking beer outside the home, and I'm like, good
Well, hey, you know what? But here's the thing, guys.
Now we will charge for a pair party. If they just want to party, they got to party. But we don't do those for free. We've never done one at all. But you know what I'm saying? Don't waste our
Yeah.
time.
I mean, but you gotta admire these guys, man. That I mean, I understand that they wasted your time, but you guys are really, you know, admired for what you guys do.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of take that into a little consideration.
Yes.
Like hey,
Yeah.
and sometimes you probably get home and you probably just laugh about it.
We do. It has been good conversation at
Yeah.
times. We're talking and reminiscing about cases before, and we'll sit back and laugh about it. So you're right.
I mean, I can't. Hey, you know what, guys? If I ever get that up, if somebody was to do me like that, I think I would be so thrilled on that. I would because
It,
it would be. I don't know, man. I think I would be thrilled for somebody that would actually lie to me to get me to come out there, to do an investigation, only to get to, only just to get to know me and to meet
yeah.
me. Oh my God, dude! I think that would be so cool.
Yeah, we're pretty popular in our area, and a lot of times we'll be out at the grocery store, and I'll see somebody staring at me, and I'm thinking, is there something on my face? Michael, is there something on my face? Or he'll do
Yeah.
the same. They'd be like, why are they staring at us? And then before we leave the store, they'll get up the nerve, hey, are y'all Michael and Destiny Fox? Well, yeah, we are. And then they're just like, big conversation. It's fun, to be honest with you, but popularity is really not what we're out for.
Oh yeah.
Well,
But you know
I
what?
mean, it does come with that.
Yeah. It does come with the territory. Because your success rate is built on your popularity.
yes.
If you're successful and you love doing what you do, and people see that you're successful, hey, that is popularity right there, man. And you guys are just keep doing what you're doing, man. And hats off to you guys.
Well, we
Because
even had a church one time call us. They wanted us to investigate the church under the table. They didn't want anybody to know it. The church board asked for us to come out because they caught something on one of their security cameras in their fellowship hall.
They had a legit haunting.
They had a legit haunting in their church.
Yeah, the whole
oh
choir
wow,
was at choir
Yeah.
practice. And all of a sudden the side door opens and a man in a Confederate uniform walks in, and they thought, okay, there must be some kind of reenactment going on at the cemetery across the street, because there is some Civil War soldiers buried over there, and at times they do reenactments. So the whole choir is watching this, and all of a sudden the man disappears right in front of the whole choir.
oh
And
wow,
they
really?
also showed us footage of an entity coming in
In the
and
fellowship hall.
in their fellowship hall and walking right through the tables. Like
Yeah,
the tables
it only
weren't
it
even there.
manifested from the waist up. There was no legs, and you could see it moving across their fellowship hall down in their basement.
Wow,
They
was
had their own footage of it.
Yeah. They
really?
security
Yeah.
I
cameras.
would. Do you have access to that footage?
We might could get it, but we don't have it.
That would be very
There's
interesting.
a few crashed computers ago.
Yeah, we go through a lot of laptops over the years.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. Man, hey, if I can see that, that would be great. And how many people were in the church? I mean, at the time, you said the
I
choir,
don't
right?
know. We were talking about a full choir, so what would that be? Anywhere from 10 above, maybe?
Yeah, at least not 10,
Yeah.
all the way up to be like 20, 30, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, the church board asked us to come in. The church board called us.
Wow. And you
Yeah.
couldn't turn that one down.
No, we did it for
It was
them.
our
Of
first
course.
church we've investigated. We've done other churches.
Yeah, it's the first church that we actually could go into, and it was a functioning church. We've gone into closed churches over the years, that's been closed up or, turned into a museum type deal. But this was a functioning, operating church.
And what was your reveal? What did you I mean, what did you find out for the church afterwards?
Mostly EVPs.
EVPs?
I don't remember exactly what they were, but they did confirm that, there were spirits in the church, and we came to the conclusion they had just did some remodeling in the church.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of renovating.
They had just put an elevator in coming from the downstairs up to the sanctuary for the elderly people in the church, which could have, heightened a little activity, a little remodeling. And due to the history there, and I think we did confirm an old pastor that was hanging around there. He still was there in spirit, pastoring the church, seeing after the church.
Oh, okay, so they didn't want you guys to bless the church. I mean, they didn't want you guys to get rid of anything. They just wanted confirmation to make sure that they
Right.
wasn't going crazy.
They
Yeah,
wanted to know exactly what was going on.
yeah. It was a haunting of human spirits.
Right.
It wasn't hurting anybody. It just had made itself visible a few times, and it scared a few people. Seeing it.
Oh, wow. And how long did it take you guys to solve that? That investigation.
That actually,
We went well into the night. I remember.
yeah, that was. Plus, me and another team member went back, so yeah, we had quite a bit of time invested in that case, trying to get it all put together, and then going back and sitting down with the church board, which was uncomfortable to me. I've never had to do that on the reveal before. That I have the table, and I have a whole table full of church board members looking.
Well, you know what? If they don't believe back then, I'm pretty sure they believe now.
Yeah,
They're very much believers.
They believe that. You know what? And it's cool that they were able to, to get in contact with you guys, and
yeah,
and but the only problem is everything was hush hush.
yes.
You know what I'm saying? And how long ago was that investigation?
Maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah, this is probably 5-6 years ago.
And you still can't talk about it.
No. Well, protect them,
Yeah, we can't disclose the location.
Right? Have they called you back since?
I think maybe they've sent us right after that. They sent us some more video that they caught.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that is amazing. Oh, wow.
I have
Now,
had
hey,
cases where, where people say, "Can you take these spirits home with you? We don't want them here." And say it's not that easy.
right? Well, no, man, I don't know. Hey, I wouldn't know what to say if somebody asked me that. I'll probably say, no, you take them home with you. They already here. Because you don't want to open nobody up like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, because I've definitely ran across somebody who said that, and the spirit ended up going home with them. Because the guy didn't say no. No, he just, just said, he just blew it off. And next thing you know, the same spirit that was at this certain location ended up at his house.
Mm-hmm.
And so they had to go and bless his house and all that, and, send his spirit back to where it came from, but yeah, so yeah, that was one crazy night. All right, guys. Hey, I got a cat on me. Get down. Yeah, cats are amazing creatures. Hey, and what's your plans for the holidays?
I don't know yet. We like to go out of town for Christmas. We didn't last year. Won't go this year, probably, but we'll do something fascinating. Maybe
Okay.
a few days before we'll take off out of town.
Are you guys planning on when you leave town? It's just going to be Michael and Destiny. We're not going to leave we're going to leave the paranormal at the house, or just going to be Michael and Destiny Fox, or we're going to tag the paranormal on there.
That's kind of crazy right there, because our whole team seems to think I'm their mama, and when mama goes somewhere, kids have to go. Countless times we went out of town and Michelle, well, I'm not doing nothing over the weekend. "Mm, really? Well, that's good. Um, well, all right, you guys have fun. And then maybe send another text or two. Michelle, you want to go with us? Well, yeah, thanks for asking.
Oh
You know,
wow.
it's different. We love it. We love it. We like to do things with the family. Take my son and and all of us just take off somewhere.
Well, you know what? If you wasn't admired like you guys are, what would you guys do? Your life would be boring. But everybody loves you, everybody admires you, everybody wants to hang around you guys. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
If I had that kind of popularity, man, man, I would enjoy every minute of the day with my
Yeah,
team.
we've had a friend say that my paranormal team friends are my cult.
Yeah.
Destiny's cult.
Wow, you know what, guys? I mean, you guys are truly some amazing people. You know, hey, and I thanks for reaching out back out to me, man, for coming back on the show and telling me that incredible story.
Oh yeah.
I mean, golly, uh, and I would love to see that book, that Bible, glowing the way that you said it glowed, or
Yeah,
as hot
I'll
as it got.
to you. I'll send you the Bible glowing for sure.
Now, are you got now? I got a question. And now, how big is your team again?
Um, we've just added a former team member back, Youngblood Britt. He's been gone for a while. He came back and expressed an interest.
Mm-hmm.
Um, of course, since he came back into our life a little bit more, he hadn't said anything this time. So I thought, I think that the timing's right. So we're bringing him back. We have Bonnie, which can set up a DVR system and nothing flat and have those cameras dead target on. He is actually one of our team managers. We have Michelle, which multitask. I mean, behind the scenes, in the front lines, just wherever she's needed, she's just able to fit in anywhere we need her and always willing to do it. We have myself, Dylan, which works a lot in our public relations and about to step in more into the investigative side of it. He hears the stories that we tell and all. And we have Kobe Daniel, which is my spiritual assistant. This man can pray and he seems to know when to pour it on, when to lay it on heavy. And when I really need help the most, he's right there with us. And, they are really what makes Michael and Destiny Fox, because they lift us up. They make us look good. When Michael and I have the spotlight over the team, there's no jealousy there, because it's kind of like it's been divided off into Michael and Destiny Fox, and then Michael and Destiny Fox Paranormal, which was a little bit beyond our control. We filmed a TV show back in March, and the name of it's already been released, so I can share it. The name of the show is going to be Repossessed. We know for a fact it'll be airing on Hulu and also History Channel Canada. I heard that another network has picked it up, but I haven't been able to confirm this.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be airing sometime in 2023. Michael and I have a haunted object that we can't talk much about right now, but we want to give the show a chance to introduce it to the world before we do. We have taken it to some Paracons and told its story, but we really haven't went out on social media with it or a YouTube channel or anything. But we do have an object, and I heard we do have a whole segment of the series that's coming on. So that's exciting, and we can't wait for that. And then we can't wait to share our little haunted thing that we have out openly on social media.
Give every teaser. A lot of people have haunted objects, but our haunted object is probably one of the most documented in existence.
That we can confirm where it came from and what its intention was, the history of the property. So, yeah, it's a good one.
Oh wow! I was just
Nice
hearing.
little thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I was hearing whistling, and I'm like, who was whistling? That's why I was looking around, but I didn't see anybody. But I don't know. We'll figure that out later. Maybe it's the cats or
Hey.
something.
Maybe something didn't jump out of here to you, we hope.
I don't know, man. But if he did, he better. He got to pay rent here, man. Hey, I can't afford to have nobody. I can't have nobody. I can't have no freeloaders around.
Something for real.
Hey,
We'll have some talk for another show down the road.
yeah.
There is something in the makes for later on for
Yeah.
Michael and Destiny Fox. We can't share about it, but
You
there
know
is
how
a
that goes.
future endeavor.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. But you know what, guys? Keep me in touch. Hey,
We
don't
will.
be afraid to reach out and just say hello, because I'll be at home. I'm so bored. I'm a boring person. I have nobody to talk to.
Send me a message. I talk all the time. You'll be
Call
doing
me.
somebody else's break. I mean, it's from sun up to sundown. Even
Yeah.
when I'm at work.
Well, if we ever get down there to Texas, you'll have to call on places in your area.
Yes.
I would love to. I can take you to some of the most creepiest location. I'm not gonna say most haunted because I really don't know. See some of the creepiest locations, around here, and let you guys figure, let you guys figure things out and tell me what you think. Also, take you guys to some of the great barbecue places. If you guys like barbecue, Texas is known,
Yeah.
for
Love barbecue.
I'm addicted.
for some of the best barbecue here in the country. Besides North Carolina and Kansas City, I think we're number one above those two states. But hey, we would definitely love to get together. If you guys decide on Christmas or whenever you take your vacation and you just happen just to get in the car and drive west, just drive another 15 hours or so. You be in Austin, give me a call, man. Hey, we'll get you a place to lay your head for the day, and the rest, we'll be out investigating and just seeing the city.
That sounds like a plan.
It would definitely be a great time. And if I ever get a chance to come to Georgia, hey, the only place I really want to go to in Georgia is Savannah. I would love to go to Savannah, Georgia.
I love Savannah.
That's probably one of the most haunted cities in your state. Not quite sure, but you never know.
Well, Savannah claims they're the most haunted city in the country. So
I mean, it's,
broad open daylight in the cemetery. What is the name of it? Bonaventure.
yeah,
Bonaventure.
Bonaventure.
Michael had a paranormal experience while we were there, broad open daylight. Not
Oh, wow.
expecting anything to happen at all. Just walking through.
that's
Yeah, that was in
crazy.
Savannah.
Yeah, we were walking. All of a sudden, his cell phone was jerked out of his hand and landed about 4 or 5 feet in front of him. He was looking at his phone and it just went flying out of his hand. I'd been there 15 minutes.
Yeah, I definitely got to get there, man. Savannah, Georgia. And check that place out. My goal in 2023 is to do a lot of traveling. Just not in the state of Texas, but also out of Texas. And just get out and just see new things. And hopefully, I will get an opportunity to make it there. Dorothy Lewis, how you doing? Hey, she said Savannah is awesome.
It is. If you go to
Yeah.
Savannah, let us know time and we'll meet you down there.
Well, New Orleans got a lot about it. So.
Yep. Hey guys, it's been an hour and 30 minutes. Hey, I know you guys got things to do tonight.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you guys coming on the show. Michael and Destiny, hey, you guys are some of the greatest I've ever talked to. Hey, thank you for sharing all your stories with me.
Oh, you're welcome.
I mean, I really enjoy you guys. Having you guys on the show. And I would love to team you up with Mr. Scott Perry. Mr. Scott Perry is a well-known demonologist in the state of Texas. Actually, he's from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Somewhere after the holidays, I would love to get you guys and him back on the show. Just to continue talking about your adventures, and you can talk to somebody who shares the same ideas and and pretty much do the same things that you guys do also. He's a good guy. And he does a lot of good for the community. And he's well known. He's a well-known medium. He's a Wiccan. But he's a jack of all trades. I mean, he does it all. I don't know how he does it, but he does, and he's a cool guy. Hey, Scott Perry, if you out there listening or watching on the show, man, hey, come on, give me a call so you can meet these young people, Michael and Destiny Fox. I'm not gonna put the paranormal in there tonight, but maybe next week.
And this is Addie. She's my baby.
Uh-oh. That's a cute. What is that? A husky?
She has husky in her.
Oh man, I can tell by that thick white fur she got.
It is thick. It really is.
Do you have to shave it during the summertime to keep it?
No, it's sort of short-haired, so we don't
Short
have
hair?
to. It just has started thickening up.
Oh, she look like
over the
a
past few weeks, so I guess a winter coat's coming in.
man. She look like she's a baby. Look at that.
She is
Ain't
a
got
baby.
ain't got a care in the world.
No.
And she'll never have to want for anything. She's
You
mama's
ever-
baby.
Yeah, have you took her on an investigation yet?
No, but I want to real bad because she does show some sensitivity. It seems she's alert to noises before we hear them.
Uh-huh.
We had something going on right outside our bedroom door, and we noticed that before we heard what we heard, she was already watching the door.
Mm-hmm.
And then we began to hear noise outside our bedroom door. Seems like she knew something was there before we heard the sound.
Oh yeah. Hey, it's that animal instinct that they got.
Exactly.
They got that sense, and they can sense and see things that, man, we would never ever be able to see. Maybe in the next evolution of human life, it might happen, but I don't think it'll happen no time soon.
Yeah.
But if you did, would you want that sense?
I don't know if I'd want.
I don't know, man. I don't know. That's kind of scary, man. I mean,
It is. It's kind of scary to think about having that, because I mean you're going to be seeing things that you probably don't want to think.
yeah.
I think animals seeing a difference.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
would see some. They could see some stuff.
Yeah. Hey, Mike and Destiny, it has been a pleasure to talking with
We've
you guys.
enjoyed it. Thank you for having us.
Hey,
Yes.
thanks for reaching back out to me. Hey, guys, tell the world how to get a hold of Fox Paranormal.
Yes, Fox Paranormal is the name of our Facebook page. We also have a TikTok, Michael and Destiny Fox Paranormal. We've started a Twitter, which I don't tweet that much, but I'm working on it. And we have a website, www.foxparanormal.com.
Okay. You know what? You guys might want to consider getting a Twitch account. We're paranormal investigators. We're growing on that page. I mean, on that app. I know it's mostly for gaming, but there are lots of paranormal investigators on there that comes on and do a lot of live investigations on that app. And also, there are a lot of podcasters on there as well, such as myself. There are some on there that's a little bit more advanced than me, and has a little bit more to offer as far as, podcasting. But, we are one of the same. You know what I'm saying? We are one of the same. So,
Yes.
hey, if you guys ever get an opportunity to get one, please do. Just hit me up, and I would love to follow you guys. You guys have a podcast, and I'm pretty sure that, man, with that audience, for that specific audience, I think you guys would be successful over there also. It's just a thought. It took me like maybe 5 minutes to put it together. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, cool. If you get a chance, our podcast is each Thursday night at 8 p.m. We're on Speaker, iHeartRadio, goes on and it's growing. Our producer is Web Paranormal Radio, Stan Fights, and he does a good job.
Oh, wow. Okay. I've been trying to go that route, but, me being an older gentleman, I'm not that mechanically inclined with all this technology out there today. So the minute I get, Spotify is the one I really tried to get onto. But, 5 minutes, once my head started itching and I get a little frustrated, I kind of just let it go. I okay, well, I'm not going to deal with it. Because the things.
Well, Stan may have some openings on the Web Paranormal Radio. You should reach out to him.
Okay.
He would do all the work. All you do is log in with your desk. There you go.
Oh, cool. If he can, if you can set that up, hey, have him. You got my number. Hey, have him give me a call.
Yeah, I believe he told me they're getting ready. I think down the road he's going to have us on XM radio.
Yeah, he's got big plans.
XM is really great.
We're glad to be part of it.
Yeah.
That is, hey, once you hit XM, man, you're already, nationwide or worldwide with iHeart. But if you guys are going, oh, yeah, definitely. That would be something great. All right, guys, hey, need to get you guys off the show. Hey, you guys, we have tonight is NSPS TV Podcast After Midnight. Now, this very particular podcast here is for the grown-up folks. So all the little kiddies should be asleep around that time. This this podcast is about the wrongs and the rights of the paranormal. If you have something that you want to vent about or you're not pleased about and you want to talk to somebody about it, hey, come on the show. It's at midnight Central Standard Time. And just tell me a little bit. Maybe I can help you out. Or if you just want to vent, we can vent together, and I can give you my opinion. The show only lasts for like an hour, guys. So if anybody out there that has, anything that they want to talk about, feel free. Just come on NSPS TV Paranormal Podcast After Midnight. And with enough said, I don't know why I'm calling you. I want to call you Michelle so bad.
But you miss Michelle.
And I done done that twice, and I know because the last time she was there, she was on and I see her right here. Hi Michelle, how you doing? Michael, Destiny, tell Michelle I said hello. Hey, you guys have a good night now, and hey, and let's do this again. Let's do this again with Mr. Scott with us, okay?
All right,
Sounds good.
All right, you guys have a good night now.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, guys, what do you guys think about that podcast with Fox Paranormal? Hey, these people are amazing, dude. I mean, they really got it together over there in Georgia. Hey, much love, much respect. There's not much I can say about these guys. It seems like they got it together. And they got a lot of stuff going on right now. So I wish them nothing but success. And hopefully they will continue being successful, with what they're doing. In the meantime, hey, reach out, say hello to me. Let's get these numbers up. Hey, right now I'm at 512 subscribers. 522. Hey, we can get that up by to 600, man. I would really appreciate it. Hey, don't forget the podcast tonight, NSPS TV Paranormal Podcast after midnight. If you guys, anybody want to come on the show and just talk about any certain things about the paranormal, feel free to do so. I'll be there. In the meantime, peace.